Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, hey, hey. Guess where we're at? Live from O'Reilly's. We're doing a live podcast. How cool. Very first, you know what we forgot to do? Forgot to get the cameras rolling that we have tonight. That's very, very good for you people listening at home because we've got a lot of handsome gentlemen beefcake up in this house tonight, and you're going to get to see it live and in action. From their upcoming movie, Magic Mike 2.
Oh, we don't have Magic Mike tonight.
He's out shooting his own location, shooting loads on all kinds of stuff. Handsome fellas.
Please tell me where we're at right now.
Yes. And that is the perfect segue into our sponsors.
We
love dumping loads on handsome guys. Boy, are you gonna love Saturday night. Triple Tower Entertainment presents College Throwdown. Guess who's gonna be there, bitches? Elegant Profanity live from upstairs at Castleways. We're gonna be interviewing, not necessarily interviewing, but having conversations with random ass people. So if you're a weirdo and you like young girls, come out. That's their slogan. I didn't come up with this.
Legal.
Right.
Yeah.
So
many things wrong with that. Shout out.
Very bad. That's probably won't ask us to do anymore. Allegedly. I think that's all you have to say is allegedly. So before we get crack-a-lacking.
Wait, allegedly legal or?
Both. We'll just say both. They're allegedly of age and you can allegedly shoot loads into their drinks. Is that what you're talking about?
Why didn't you work sex like this?
I possibly might have ruined any opportunity I have again to work.
This will not look good on the resume. So before we get into the full conversation, we're going to go ahead and let them get their sponsors out of the way as well.
I just want to give a quick shout out to No Sequels Fightwear. They have done all my walkout shirts and they keep our entire team looking really good. Predator Labs, they have all my supplements, pre-workout, and all my recovery stuff. Satsuki's Cheesecake, they actually take away all the work that the Predator Labs supplements just did. Probably the best cheesecake I've ever had in my entire life. Rapidly Hydrate, Trahan Family Funeral Homes, Blue Angel Vapes, Vinyl Combat, and Architectural Gutter and Design. That's all.
Perfect. So, go do all that stuff and support your local guys who punch each other in the face for a buck.
I don't know how you do all that stuff. There's just a funeral home.
That's after the fight. Afterwards.
That's if you go to the funeral home, there will be no sequel, and the only thing evaporating from the ground is cheesecake filled soul.
Really, what it is, if I wanted the funeral home, I would have fights there. Hand out business card, just set up, just get ready. These things went south.
No.
That sounds like a 1980s movie. Van Damme.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, Steven Seagal.
Brown house and people in the funeral home. So, couple weeks out.
Yeah, a few weeks. Game time.
What have you been doing to fully prepare for this one?
Sitting around, watching a lot of YouTube videos. I think my jiu-jitsu has reached another level. I've watched a lot of Adolfo Viero's videos.
Submitted a belt test online.
I submitted a Gracie belt test online.
He's really good. He put that on the application. I'm really good.
Really good.
I'm really good.
How do you do this online? You say, I'm transitioning the full amount now.
No, actually, there is a Gracie online program that I'm not gonna get too much into.
Okay.
But you submit a video of yourself doing the techniques.
Okay.
On a partner or whatever, and then they tell you yes, you're a blue belt, a purple belt, a brown belt.
Is that legitimate?
It's as legitimate as any online course can be.
Okay.
Do you really take someone with a degree from Phoenix seriously?
Right.
Probably not. So you can think of the Gracie online program as like the Phoenix of martial arts.
Is there a fee? Does it feel like why ruin their name?
No, there's definitely a fee. It's all about money. It's all they use it for.
If you're a fan of Robert Turnquest and you went to the University of Phoenix, in no way does that change. He loves you guys.
I love all my fans. I The load got to be too big.
Yeah, class would
Gotta be.
bad.
So, as far as like, if we had a big football game coming up, let's just say that we'd watch tapes of the defense, try to prepare for the defenses that we're going to see, different schemes, different things like that. Does any of that type of stuff go into something like this? As far as watching stuff on tendencies that your opponent may do you spend any time doing that, or do you only focus on what you're going to do?
Myself and Brian, Brian's our coach, by the way. We didn't really do a formal introduction. This is Brian Smith. He's the MMA coach of the Academy of Pensacola. He's also an undefeated professional fighter himself.
Bang! Him and
Really,
Robert fighting after this one.
He actually is an extremely humble guy, and he won't tell you any of that stuff on his own. So that's why I had to do it for him. But yeah, for this fight coming up, Brian and I watched. We watched the video. We didn't really dwell on it or watch it too much. I think we watched it one morning for about maybe 10 or 15 minutes before we got to work. And the rest of the time we just been focusing on implementing my game plan and doing what I want to do. Not so much worrying about what he's going to do, but doing what I want to do in this fight.
How much does that matter? Because he has to react to what you do and vice versa. So you can watch as much film as possible, but it's never going to be the same way. Like a defense in football, your example, they only have a certain amount of plays.
Right.
It's going to come up.
And that's why we focus on doing what I want to do and implementing my game instead of worrying about his game.
You can't control him.
Exactly.
You know, he's gonna have a game plan. He's gonna have things he's working on. So basically, all we're gonna do is we're gonna work on what we're good at, and then we're gonna shore up on what we're not so good at, and then we're gonna add things also. So if you're not evolving in this sport, then just quit. If you don't want to get better, if you think you're already good or you can't get any better, just quit. You know, because you can always get better. I don't like to embrace the term coach because I feel like I'm still learning. So I'm a student,
But he's definitely my coach.
but I want to get better every day too. So if I'm not trying to get better, then how can I expect any of the other guys to get better?
That's across the board in anything.
Oh, absolutely.
Anything in life. Like once you decide, like, oh, I know how to do this, you stop and you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but eventually, you know, everyone hits a wall where they stop getting better. And the harsh reality is, for me, that was high school basketball.
Well,
it was like, I'm not going to get any better. Just stop, Ryan.
Right. I think maybe if you preface it different, like once you figure out what you want to do with your life, and then never stop doing it. Because you will always learn. You may not get better, but you always learn a better technique or a quicker way to the end. You'll still evolve either way.
Oh yeah. I mean, and even when you're done, you're still a martial artist. You're still training. You're still going to class. You're still learning. We like to call it a journey in jiu-jitsu. You know, the journey never stops. No matter how good you think you are, there's going to be someone that's going to get you. You know, they're going to tap you. They're going to throw something at you you've never seen before. And it's a humbling sport. Very humbling.
How did you come about getting to the school?
As far as at the gym, at the academy?
Yeah.
I kind of stumbled onto it a little bit. Mike Roberts, who was here in December, he was on the show, and me and Mike have trained together for years. And we started down in the south end of Pensacola with PBA, Pensacola Boxing Academy. Started under Larry Downs, and then we started hearing about this school called the Academy. And Mike actually came there first, and I saw a belt in his car, a gi belt. I'm like, what are you doing behind my back, man? You know, because we're teammates, you know.
Right.
Just playing with him, and he told me about the school, so I went up there, and I knew there was parts of my game I needed to shore up too when I was fighting still, and so I was like, I'm gonna try this school out, and eventually it became my full-time school because I just felt like the amount of guys you've got in this school, I mean, you've got some top-notch guys in judo, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, damn good school, you know, and I haven't left since, and that was about, I guess, 3 or so years ago.
Was that when you also started, Rob? Because I remember you telling me that when you went to
Brian got there about maybe 6 months before I did.
Because wasn't it closed? Or you were story telling me you went to look at it, or was it closed building?
No, that was actually I went to PBA first. That was the first place that I went was PBA, and they happened to be closed at the time. They've kind of moved around a lot. They've remained open for years, but the facility has changed locations several times. And that was the first place I went to speak at, and then I went to the academy.
So would you say that your specialty would be boxing and striking then? Or have you evolved from that?
Yeah, I started out boxing. I'm a late bloomer. I started.
And he started fighting later on in life.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually. I had back surgery when I was like 20. I was trying to roll past it.
Dennis Hyden's like, but when he makes a joke, he laughs so hard at himself.
I'm just trying to roll right past it. No, I had back surgery when I was 29, and I ballooned up in weight, and I was looking for something to lose weight, and bastard. I'm gonna get that photo changed. But
I actually think I have a picture of it.
but you know, it's just something that I decided to do for fun, and so I took a no-gi class, what they call no-gi, where you don't have to wear the gi. It's just what they call dang combat grappling, submission wrestling, catch wrestling, whatever you call it. This would be fun to add into whatever the routine I am, so I can start getting back in shape. And I couldn't run because of the back and everything, and so I started doing that about 7 years ago, and gradually got into it. Got to boxing. So boxing, was primarily my first, and then the submission wrestling, the catch wrestling, and so now to where I am today. They love to use the word freestyle fighter. You know, if you ever listen to Bruce Buffer or any of those pay-per-views, they love to say, "Oh, a freestyle fighter from such and such." That's pretty much what I am. Boxing and ground and pound. You know.
But he's a technical freestyle fighter, not an explosive style fighter.
Yeah, unfortunately, I tried to be athletic and explosive. We going toward calf muscles.
Is that freestyle, is that an actual fighting term, or is that more of like a buzz? It's on TV, let's say, it kind of sounds cool,
Yeah,
kind of sounds street, kind of sounds...
I'll be honest with you, the reason why they say freestyle is because I don't have a black belt in judo. I don't have a black, like Rob, okay? You hear Rob, he gets to a certain part, they're going to say, he's a judo and, jiu-jitsu expert, Oh, I'm sorry, I got to keep this mic up.
Look at Rob, producer.
There you go. That he's a judo and jiu-jitsu expert. Well, I'm clearly not either of those, but what I've dabbled in, what I've continued to work in, I love to do Muay Thai, I love to do kickboxing, I love to do boxing. It's just easier for me to say freestyle, or jack of all trades. No one's used that, so I might actually try
that. We're going to think you're a plumber and a welder.
And I'll probably keep my pants just enough so you can see the crack of my ass.
So how did you make the transition from, I want to do this to get back in shape, to, okay, maybe I want to go try and fight?
Oh, well, growing up, obviously I loved Rocky. So, even at like a young age, I see Rocky, I'm running right out in the yard. I'm singing Eye of the Tiger in my head.
Slurring the speech.
I'm shadow boxing. I'm doing push-ups, sit-ups. Yeah, slurring the speech.
Yeah.
I'm doing all that stuff. Karate Kid. I'm doing crane kicks off the porch.
Washing her mom's car every day.
Exactly. I'm waxing on, waxing off. I got nothing. Until I realized that in my teenage years it was useful. But yeah. But it got to I'd always wondered, hey, it'd be cool, but I was like, I can't do that. And then what I like to say is, eventually you look in the mirror and say, hey, can I do this? Can I do this? Saw Ultimate Fighter. They did what do we call that? A marathon of the first season of when they had Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture on there, which is why Forrest Griffin is my favorite fighter. So I saw the show, and I looked at my wife and I said, I think I want to try that, just try it. I didn't say I wanted to fight, and it kind of grew. And I told some friends that you can only ask the question so many times of yourself, can I do this? And eventually you got to answer the question. And instead of saying no, I was like, all right, I'll do it. And I tried to get some buddies to come with me, and they didn't show up. I was at the gym getting looked at like a fresh piece of meat, and I got broke in. They
And then you run out of fight.
Yeah, and then Todd Lyderman, he taught me how to survive first. Todd Lyderman was my coach, my MMA coach. And so the first 6 months or so, you're just surviving.
What is the wife's response to that whenever you come into like, we'll go fight, must do some dudes in my spare time?
You know what, man, without getting all gooey, my wife is awesome. And I'm going to say that 100%. But the thing about it is my wife was a jock too. Played sports through high school. She plays roller derby for the Pensacola roller girls here. The girl's broken her leg, broken her collarbone, tore her labrum. She loves combat sport, and I call it a combat sport because there's nothing natural about hitting people on wheels,
Right.
you know. But she loves contact, so for me, and in all, yes, in those ways too. But she's all about that. But so she was very supportive. And this was before she ever played derby. So my wife was very cool. She was very supportive, nervous, like anyone that cares about you is. But she never said, no, you can't do it.
Did one lead to the other? Like, you started doing that combat, and then she's like, what? And she was supportive of you, so then probably gave her confidence to, hey, I want to do roller derby.
Yeah, I guess she started doing derby a couple years ago. She missed about a year from all the injuries at the time, but for me it was gradual. It wasn't just, hey, I'm going to fight. For me, it started out doing like a grappling tournament. So I went down to Orlando with some buddies, did Naga, competed there, and then I was like, okay, maybe I'll try a boxing match. Just one. My wife, she says famous words, just one, honey. Just one fight, just one more, just one more, just one. And then it went from boxing to kickboxing to St. Chow to amateur MMA. And then, some injuries, which that's the hard part of the sport too. All the time you put in, fights getting dropped. And then finally, hey, let's just try to make this pro thing happen at least once so we can, it was always the end game that I wanted. I would have loved that more. But, and she was always right there. I call her my Adrian, I gotta see her face in the crowd before I fight. It's just one of those things. It's weird like that.
Yeah.
So I probably subliminally in my head.
No, it actually makes sense. I've heard of it. It's like war paint. There's a reason behind war paint. Or even a good example of it is the guy in Russell Crowe in Gladiator. When he would pick up the dirt.
Oh yeah, the routine.
That's it. Like once I do like this one thing, it's like it clicks. Now I'm focused. Now it's time to do what I'm here for. And that was the whole point behind war paint. It wasn't so you look pretty. It was now it's time.
Yeah, shit was getting real.
Yeah.
But that's the way it was for me. For me, everyone has the switch. Most people, before I ever fought, they're like, you don't need to fight, man. You're too nice. You're too this. And for me, we all have a trigger.
Directly.
And for me, man, I got this song that I always heard that I listened to that just flipped the switch, and I felt like a different person, And I probably owe Stallone a lot of money because I use a lot of the stuff that he had done movies over time, Over the Top, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, all those movies at some point influenced me growing up as a kid, So for me, it was just that music coming out from behind the curtain, and I was just a different guy.
So how did you get with Rob then? Whenever y'all get to the gym, and he decides, hey, I want you to. But are you in his corner during the fights?
Yes.
So how does that come about? Or y'all get comfortable enough with each other?
Well, really, we kind of just grew into it because we were teammates, and before we were ever teammates, it was just trying to figure out, okay, who's this guy? Because when I trained in the doghouse, which was Todd's place that we trained at, the doghouse was no joke. We went in there and did work, and one day he came in there, and I'm like, okay, who's this guy? And that old school.
No, I was the freshman.
And he was. And that's just the way it is with Todd in that gym. Was you came in there, okay, we need to see, because you have so many guys, so many people that come in and say, oh, I want to be a fighter, I want to do this, I want to do that, and you try to be nice, and then you realize you just get tired of it.
How long does it take before they realize this isn't for me?
One class.
Really?
Sometimes
it's that much. It's that fast of a realization.
One class or we actually sparring with their answer.
That's probably. Is that why it's so intense in the beginning? Is it to weed out people? Like if you're going to make it through this.
Well, we're not brutal. I don't want anyone to think that we're like the old lions down at Shamrock.
We actually had a routine. We put everybody in the garage. We lined line up on the corners. We shut the garage door, made a base squad.
We do put a base.
Oh wait, no, that's another team. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's a different
Okay.
team.
Take that back. Generally.
I'm on bunch of shit line up Billy Williams.
I thought I didn't sign one for here. I don't know what.
No, we normally, if we have someone that's respectful that comes in, those guys will work with. But you've got these guys that, the only thing they're missing is the bejeweled affliction shirt. And those guys, because they try to come at you, and you're like, okay, we're going to score 30% tonight, guys. Take it nice and easy. If you're green, I want you to stand on the side and watch and kind of see how the flow goes. If a person is willing to learn and not come in and try to go nuts or what we call squirrel out, we'll work with them, and they don't automatically become part of the team though. But for me, I'm like, if you hang around for 6 months or so, then I'll start doing some stuff with you. I'll start working mids with you then or whatever. But to me, you got to pay your dues because I watched my coach, Todd, try to work with so many guys, and they would just burn him. He'd sit there and put work in with them, and then he'd just disappear. So for me, I learned from him, watching him, and I'm like, you know what, if you're going to be with us, then you got to put some time in. And then, we have our hard sparring days, but usually we don't invite the real green guys to that. Those are closed practices.
I'm all over night,
And we just, we bring them in for the light stuff. But every now and then, you got a couple that want to do that, or they're street fighters, and they come in and, whether it's jiu-jitsu or kickboxing, they try to up it, and we're just like, all right, Mike, we'll get him. Mike's our guy. He's our bruiser.
So you'll say go 30%, they'll say, yeah, okay, fine.
And they've got no clue, man, what 30, 40, or 50%.
Right.
I can tell him, okay, we're going to go 30 to the head, 40, 50% to the body, leg kicks, fair game, so we can use speed. Because if you sit there and take a punch to 100% of the head, you're writing checks that your chin can't cash for too long. So it's one of those things where we want to make sure, come along slowly. We have our hard sparring days, but we don't want to sit there and take a ton of hard shots to the head, 4 times a week.
Right.
It's just not smart.
Right. Like a hard sparring day, you'll still wear gear.
We do have gear.
Yeah, you definitely.
And legs too.
Yeah, legs are part of the body that break, so we kick you without gear.
I don't want you to kick me at all.
Yeah.
That's how we feel. We don't want to get kicked at all, but it's part of the job. So.
Is there any point where you do train without gear, and it tends to just toughen the body up like a couple times? There's not worth the risk at all.
No.
There's no benefit.
I don't train without gear. There's no point where I wrap my hands and get in hot glue, roll in glass, and start going to work.
That seems like something that you should do often.
I tried to train without a cup for a good solid month.
Yeah.
Until I got so swollen.
It's good thinking.
That even compression pants couldn't keep swelling down. So I decided to start wearing a cup again.
Another
His
perk.
wife loved it.
I was about to say.
Yeah, false advertising, you say. But
I know that was a big thing for Vandalay though. He said wearing a headgear because it made his skin tougher.
Well, Vandalay also had a ton of scar tissue that he had to have cut off because he busted open so easy.
He looked like Waylon Jennings kind
And
of.
he was also on steroids.
And,
Sorry, I say.
Yeah, that's like.
Okay.
A lot of the Brazilians try to say that they're all natural, but just take acai.
Okay.
And you look at it and you're like, no, that back knee didn't come from acai.
They can take all that TRT though over there in Brazil, can't they?
Not anymore.
Yeah, well,
Not anymore.
apparently there's a Brazilian doctor over there that keeps messing up because fighters keep going, I had this doctor.
Right.
Bigfoot Silva, now Anderson, I had this doctor, and he told me I was good.
He's not even a doctor, just a Fallout guy.
Yeah,
they gave him a certificate.
Yeah, they pay him to be like, you
Yeah.
take the fall.
Yeah.
But you get to keep your doctor's license.
Right.
I heard that in Pride, it was in their contract that they wanted them to take steroids.
Pride is a little bit different. In Japan, their thinking is, if there's something out there that makes you better, why would you not do it? So, you know, steroids make you better. Why would you have this opportunity to be a badass fighter and not take it? So Japan, their thinking is a lot different. It goes like that, like across the board for everything. So.
Do they still do stuff over there?
They do. There's a promotion in Asia called 1FC that is really big. I think it just got ranked as like the #2 promotion in the world recently. And they also have another one called Deep, which is another pretty big one. It's primarily in Japan. They have another one called Real Fighting Championships, RC. That a guy named Kron Gracie fought on. And if anybody's listening that knows Kron Gracie, he's still ducked me.
And that was an official Facebook challenge. That's as real as it gets when it's on Facebook.
Well, it was on Facebook. It was on Instagram. What did you say?
A lot of people say that.
In a real sense, though, because so many people see it. Like,
well, I also contacted the promoter, and the promoter said that as long as their camp agreed to it, that he would have given me a fight. And their camp did not agree to it. They went with some bum past fighter that walked into his guard and just basically submitted himself.
Probably on purpose.
So I'm putting that out there in the world.
Notated on the second March. 6:59.
We can get that
Where you at, Con? You still at home?
I know you're listening.
yeah, he's got it on his Bentley.
Right. So, how long have you been training for this?
For this fight?
Yeah.
This fight in particular? I've been training for a while. I'm not going to go into when we actually started my training camp, but the fight wasn't officially announced until like January, I think it was. Maybe a little bit before then, in December. But I started training as soon as we knew we wanted this fight. We were just waiting on the other side to agree to it.
Started training last night.
I've been watching YouTube videos.
24-hour
I've been watching YouTube videos.
Okay, well he's been watching YouTube for 8 weeks, and he just came to last weekend. So
How many fights does this other guy have?
He had, I believe it was like over 20 amateur fights.
yeah, he had a number of amateur fights.
And 6 professional fights.
What's his record?
Professionally, he's 5-1.
And so, what do you think it'll be a good one, or do you think it'll be?
It's going to be a good fight. Definitely going to be a good test. I'm prepared to go 5 rounds. I'm prepared to go to war for 5 rounds, but
Is it 3 or 5 minutes?
for championship fights, it's 5 minutes. But I'm going to try to end this early. I don't want to be in the ring for 25 minutes. I want to get out as quick as I can.
This is going to be a golden ticket.
Yeah, this will be for Atlas Fighting Championships, AFC, I think 6 or 7 at the Golden Nugget Casino in Biloxi, Mississippi.
What time?
Doors will open at 6 o'clock. The fights will start at 7. This is the co-main event fight. That'll start probably around 10:30.
So we'll be pretty much.
Yeah, there's gonna be prelims. There'll be I think they have 9 amateur fights lined up, and then there'll be 2 professional fights before mine, and then there'll be my fight, and then there'll be the main event.
Are there any people from else can't be fighting on that?
No, I'll be the only one for this part. But we do have someone from our camp that will be making her amateur debut May 21st or 22nd in Fort Walton Beach at Cage Combat 4. Bear Traps, aka Melanie Camden. She happens to be here right now, so go ahead and say hi, Melanie. She's shy. If you ask her to pick up a card, she would do that, but if we ask her to say hi on a microphone, she gets all shy.
It's different.
Alright.
It's
Now
fine,
speaking
getting
of mic.
Would you like to know?
Say hi. Say hi to all your fans out there. Melanie's probably going to have the biggest group of support, or the biggest show of support that an amateur fighter has had for their pro debut.
Amateur debut.
Amateur. That's what amateur fighter for her amateur debut.
We're not Rico. We're not semi-pro.
But yeah, everybody's looking forward to seeing this fight. She's gonna be fighting Brianna Smith. who actually has a few fights. I think she's got like 6 or 7 fights. Or 12, whatever. No one's
One or
counting.
two or
You know,
20.
but the thing is, Brianna's got experience, but Melanie's gonna have a really good camp going into it. So she's gonna have a lot of people backing her up. So we're looking forward to seeing what she can do in the cage. So we know she can pick up heavyweight. We need to see if she can pick up 115 pounds.
Yeah, she can pick up a car, so we'll see if she can.
I think her first struggle is gonna be to stop being such a fat ass and eating so much, and actually making it work.
Using 4 plates. 4 full plates.
There were
Before
other
it started,
people there.
there weren't
There
other
were
people
other
there.
people.
She just before this podcast started, she was talking about going to New Orleans this weekend. She has tickets. And then I think there was a jiu-jitsu tournament she was gonna try to stop by afterwards, but she's primarily gonna go.
I thought she was gonna go hard.
Oh yeah.
And then to have a recovery meal.
Meals.
Recovery meals.
It's jiu-jitsu in a buffet.
Yeah.
That's what I looked at the casino.
Buffet.
It's closer to the buffet.
If the
I
buffet
think that's
is
legal
actually
building.
at the tournament, that would be
There we go.
I think the sugar is.
I think you should move the microphone closer.
What made you decide to get into it?
Funny story. I met Rob and I literally asked him to help me with powerlifting. Yeah. At the gym. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's heard that many times.
At the gym. I asked him for help with something at the gym or something. And then
She
I
asked me
remember
for
him
help
saying-
with her power cleans, her hang cleans. Which is the worst thing you could ever do.
And then he
because
said,
I have-
no, actually he was like,
I have the
oh.
worst form when it comes to lifting. My form is get it from point A to point B. If it gets there, I don't see what else you can do.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then he told me
Do you
that
even lift, bro?
That's not that bad.
Yeah, I really don't know. I've just been a competitive person my whole life. I actually grew up a competitive swimmer. So that has nothing
Transitions
to do
well.
with this.
Yeah. We're good cardio.
Yes, it does.
That's about it. I would say like 5 years ago, I got into CrossFit. Before that,
I saw a video of her throwing up in her mouth during a CrossFit workout.
Really?
She had to spit it into a cup.
Why was that another girl to drink it?
One girl.
I saw that same thing.
That's gonna be on the back of her no secret.
How many are fighting?
Did you see that?
Melanie.
There's
Melanie,
one
one
cup
girl,
game.
one cup.
There it is, 1 cup game. That's great.
I just said that he say come to camp and come
actually,
to the
no.
gym, see what it's about.
My son does judo. He's my son's judo instructor. So I was already going to the academy for maybe like 6 months. Yeah. No, that's another thing. I've been doing this for like 7 months now.
And her son Evan has body control.
Yeah. So
He
over a
actually
year.
helps her with some of her techniques. Mom, you're doing that wrong.
Is there any chance for mother-son fight in the future?
No, but there could be a mother-daughter fight.
Yeah, because her mom is even more badass.
Yeah.
Melanie lifted a car like 17 times or 18 times, and then her mom did it like Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything. Most of these people's cars are going around just
Is this legal? And where do you do this at?
downtown. Just
I'm getting a like Earl the Tree Pusher from the dinosaurs thing in my head. You just go around destroying things, or what's the problem?
So, in
Can
case
I?
anybody
You didn't hear me.
can't hear what Dennis is saying,
Nobody
Dennis asked
can.
where you do these things at. He's talking like he has a microphone, but he's got nothing.
I just
So, yeah, he was asking where she does these things, where she picks up cars and puts them down.
It's out in Milton. So
Yeah, I'm
makes
going
sense.
to parking lot.
Nothing random
That
about
answered
that.
everybody's questions right there.
We just say it happens at Milton, and they're like, oh, okay.
So
You look
you're
the
watching
same
your
way.
kid do judo. You're lifting cars up and down. And then you say, alright, I'm ready to punch people now. How does that
You have this at home?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just remember I was actually in Brazil at the time, and I guess that was when she decided to try. She didn't see her first time in the match.
That's true.
And someone sent me a message in Brazil, sent me and the gym owners a message. We were down there competing, and they were like, "Hey, you guys know Melanie was trying it?" And we were like, "Well, yeah." And we came back and she had an Adidas beanie on. That was atrocious.
That's awesome.
Alright, but And then she kind of stuck with it. It's been pretty good. She's progressing really quickly at her age. Pretty proud of her. I think she did her first tournament after what, 2 weeks or 3 weeks? Yeah, she had 2 full weeks. She literally was one of about 9 classes, and she decided to jump into a tournament. She did really, really well. And then I think she won your next tournament after that. Beating some, won her next 2 tournaments, beating some people that are much more experienced than her. She beat a brown belt in judo at the last tournament she went to. She actually threw her, which is, you know, for someone that doesn't do judo to throw a brown belt in judo, that's pretty impressive. So yeah, now we're waiting to see what she does. She's got a little experience in the cage.
Mel's been on a kind of like a fast lane. Very few people put as much time as she has in the gym starting out. She does this while being a mom, while carrying a job. She's doing all this, but she is she's unrelenting. She does a really good job. She really works hard. When we started to think about it, she picked it up, started training. I remember her first jiu-jitsu class. I was actually there. And she used to look like a deer in the headlights. She was scared to death, but one thing was
For a minute.
about his opinion of her. But from there,
Very approachable.
from there to see her work ethic. Her work ethic is second to none, and I mean that sincerely. The girl does work, and that's one of the things I say, do work. You know, in the fight, do work. Don't worry about anything else. Do work. And this girl does work. Yesterday, she sparred. She did mitt work. Then after mitt work, she did jujitsu. An hour class of jujitsu with a 30-minute rolling session. Then after that, she goes, oh, okay, I'm now going to stay and I'm going to do judo. We got there at 3 o'clock. We were sparring by 4. She wasn't done until 8:30. And okay, well, she's just an hour. Now it's ridiculous. But what I'm saying is to see her do that, she picks things up very quick. Most people, I wouldn't, for me, just from the way I came up, I wouldn't put someone in a cage or a ring to fight right off the bat at her experience level. Just, time in.
Right.
But the amount of work she's put in that time is equivalent to more than the time she's actually been training. She's a quick study. The girl just competed in Jacksonville with some arms, came back with gold. So, and that was a submission only tournament. And she's over there. She did intermediate right off. I mean, not beginner. With her time in, she could have done a beginner. She went right to intermediate and just started taking people's arms. I mean, she's no joke. She's the real deal. She's gonna surprise. She's not gonna surprise us.
Yeah, we know this.
Yeah, but she's gonna surprise some people when they hear that it's her first major fight. She's gonna do great.
Who is the girl that you're fighting? Has she had many fights?
So Dennis is just joining the conversation. Yes, she's had about 12 fights. Somewhere between 6 and 12 fights.
He's on that with their microphone.
Yeah, he said he was going to talk about this about 2 minutes ago.
It's different. I mean, this is a full size.
May.
Which by then will be close to a year that she is going to be close to. Yeah, 10 months. Okay.
Is this going to be the first girl fight in
No, they've actually had.
I thought it was
This
like,
year,
Yes.
But she's a fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, we sparred. We went and had a sparring session that got a little spirited Saturday, and kind of got beat up a little bit. And
okay, sometimes they gotta get taken down a peg.
And so, I told the guys, I'm like, and of course I'm injured, so I'm on the side, so I'm like, I'm not idiot, so I'm like, stay on her, because she needs to work hard. So I was like, hey, she's not going to. I'm telling this to guys, because all she's got is guys, really. She's got a girl or two that she can work with, but for the most part, she's got guys. but she's got a great group of guys with experience, and we don't mind. So,
Domestic violence is not something we are opposed
it's
to.
not domestic violence, it's a gym.
Do you find that challenging
On your ad now.
I bet the guys in the group don't go full bore. I mean, I can see that hindering your training. Or do they?
No.
I mean, I think subconsciously the men realize if I do this, it's gonna be. It's
How
not.
many times have I said it?
No close to
Could this be it? Could this one dart be it?
Now, once again, we go back to when we spar. We're not trying to kill, obviously.
Right.
But we do take.
Well, I mean, not to be sexist, but I mean, like, if he went completely full out on you, it wouldn't even be a concept. I'm saying, like,
30% is 30%. If I'm hitting than 30%, I'm hitting no.
Yeah, we're not gonna drop it. Yeah, if we're doing a, and even if it.
He's not gonna go full out.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
going
but
full
what
out.
I mean, I'm saying is
We
like,
don't go full out on each other.
no, but what I'm saying is like, if there was another woman there, she would. Yeah. And they'd have the opportunity to train at a
But
high
no,
level
we
together.
don't. But we don't. That's not how we do it. We don't go 100% anytime. It's always, we hold back a little bit. There's no point in going 100%. Just,
That's why you see so many injuries on the UFC cards. These guys, a lot of these guys, and you're starting to see a lot of gyms. John Hackleman over at the pit, okay, with Chuck Liddell's coach, he's even going down. They brought down their sparring simply for the fact that you got these guys getting injured, and you got guys that are going in that are getting knocked out 2 weeks before a fight, and then you wonder why they got knocked out so easy in the fight. There's stories about Forrest Griffin before he fought Rashad Evans, when he got knocked out in the Rashad Evans, that he actually got knocked out 2 weeks before that camp. That Anderson Silva got knocked out before he fought Weidman in camp. Once you get knocked out once, it's easier each time. So why sit there and get knocked out? Now, that doesn't mean that we're not landing good shots. Nothing gives me more pleasure than to hit Rob in the face.
He unloaded some good ones yesterday too. I had a headache for a few hours.
But at the same time, that was a close session. That was. But you got to remember, I don't want to make this all a big detail, but when we do have our harder sessions, we're wearing boxing gloves. 16 ounces is normally the rule. You're wearing a 16-ounce glove, so we're not going in there sparring with a 4-ounce glove, because that ain't. It's just not, But we take all precautions. I will say we've had a good reputation in our gym with our team. We've always been game. We've always been ready to fight, and our record shows that. So if there's that school of thought that you have to go in, and old school gyms are like that. There's some old school out there that are still like that in the pros that feel like they got to go all out every time. And that's just not the case. And now you got these experienced guys doing that now. They're actually saying, hey, we got to train smart.
Right. As long as you're going over the technique, it probably doesn't, you don't have to do all that sparring all the time. As long as you're hitting mitts.
Yeah, and normally the 30, and granted, when you hit mitts, that's just working a drill. That's a technique. When, forgive my French, when the shit hits the fan, if you drill something 10,000 times, when it hits the fan and your body, your adrenaline dumps, your heart rate skyrockets, you're only going to remember what you trained. You're not going to remember, working on this spinning back kick and the backstage, I'm going to throw this. No, you won't even remember to do that. You have to put the timing, you got to put the technique. The lighter sparring sessions are where we really try to emphasize the technique. Try the things you've been training. And then after that, when we have the tougher sparring sessions, then we're trying to work those. Okay, now try to mix it in. Usually I'm yelling at Rob. I should have yelled at him right now, but I'm usually yelling at Rob.
That happens towards Rob.
Yeah, I yell at Rob usually every other Sunday. I'm pretty much clockwork.
And every Tuesday.
Yeah, and Tuesday.
And Saturday morning.
But Sundays is really when I get mean.
He tells me to take my tampon out.
I didn't realize that you guys got married. When did that happen?
Oh, my wife says I've been gay for a couple years now.
Was the tampon get taken out? Was that inspired by 50 Shades?
It was not inspired by 50 Shades. I feel like you guys just want to talk about that movie.
Well,
Who is
this 50
I didn't watch
Shades
it. I didn't watch it.
character?
Before you got here,
Does he have a jujitsu background?
Yeah, no, before you got here, they were like, this is gonna get really 50 Shades of Grey, and I was like, why? Like, there's a bunch of dudes in the room. Like, why would we even discuss that? So I feel like they both like went and watched the movie together, sat next to each other with their popcorn bucket.
There might have been some spooning.
There was one popcorn bucket.
One popcorn bucket. That's a lot of bucket.
Yeah.
It's like there's that much credit. It's more of a popcorn bag. A bucket
Small bag.
literally has to eat a lot of popcorn.
Integrity of the bag. The structural integrity.
Once that butter gets in there, it's goes up.
Burgers too. Kmart.
So how can people get tickets here right now?
Tickets aren't even available yet, actually.
But when they are available, how will we do that?
Good question, Mom.
You'll hit up Mel Camden on Facebook or Instagram.
Hit up Melanie Camden on Facebook. You can also find her on Instagram at Bear Traps. And she will have tickets to her event, like we said, May 22nd, in Fort Walton Beach, Cage Combat 4. This is at the Emerald Coast Convention Center.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. And her traps are very fun.
Everybody's going to want to come out and watch this. Witness the first
Some
fight
people are coming
of...
from Kuwait.
Yeah.
Some people are
Wait.
Yeah, we got service guys coming from Kuwait. That's going to be awesome. Which we love the military. I mean, hell, I was active duty still. I served.
You played since I had a promise.
Yeah, I mean, it's good
Except for
Probably a good
Tom
transition.
doesn't like the military.
Yeah, we decided not to be smart in college.
That's
That's a good side thing.
There's always alternatives.
That one don't work.
What about beer? How could you?
You can contact me on Facebook, Robert Turnquest. You can also find me on Instagram, Apex170.
I'll do this.
Shoot me a message. Just get in touch with me, and I've got tickets. I have tickets until
Was that 10?
no Apex170.
I just want to make sure I can't really hear it. I just want to make sure I'm still.
Moving on.
Is anyone
moving
else
on.
not noticing how depressing the Bachelorette chicks are on the TV?
Is anybody watching?
Yes, yes.
They are pretty disappointing.
Looking at
Bunch of
They fell in love in 15 minutes, man.
Yeah.
Pressure was a lifetime.
In 10 years, this
and
will
now we got everybody looking at TV.
Yeah, what?
Good job.
It's just a distraction. He's talking about kicking and punching and kicking and punching, and I look up here, there's four girls. She didn't get a rose. She should.
Let me take the conversation.
Alright, so yeah, Dennis wants a mic. He's feeling left out. He's just sitting here.
We gotta get
I'm
going.
trying too hard for
In a
it.
completely different direction. I had an experience two Saturdays ago. Went to a sweat lodge in Beulah. Heard of these?
Just the fact you said Beulah.
Where else is that gonna take place in Pensacola? Of course it did. It's either Milton or Beulah.
Was it a Groupon special?
It was not a Groupon. It was not a Groupon. No, a friend of mine invited me out, and it was intense. He said, right, so once you get there, there's a big fire going. Everybody's kind of standing around, just kind of introducing themselves. And
You said sweat lodge.
she's gotta get out. She's gotta get out of here. I've never been in one before, so when I'm open-minded, so I'm like, I'll check it. I'll go check this out. Have an experience. And so I get there, and the first thing, the guy that I get there, talk to him, he's like, you're not allowed to ask questions. I'm like, and I'm a curious person anyway. I'm like, well, I have 1,000 questions.
Get naked.
He's very.
Don't ask questions.
Very open-minded. Very curious.
Put this voice.
So I'm like, all right. So I sat there, and finally, I don't know if it was the chief or just the person who was in charge.
Where is it?
Oh, it was Indians there. There was Indians. I'm not kidding around. And so we pulled some of the ambers out. These little ceremonies with them. We started to sing. I'm like, what am I getting into? So we started striking people into this hut.
I'm I'm gonna interrupt on purpose. But
You're
why did
sorry,
you
but
go?
not
Why?
sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Why did you go to a sweat lodge? Like, why did you even want to do this to begin
Because
with?
I'm gonna check it out. That's interesting.
Why?
Because you're a man that obviously wants to try new things.
And to be honest with you, I won't go through the whole story, but honestly, like, when I got out, like,
please go through.
oh, you want to go through the whole story?
Because at no point have I ever been sitting around like, you know what? I think I want.
You gotta open your horizons
Sweat
up.
lodge with a bunch of dudes.
There was some women there.
They were just in dude form.
Now
Yeah.
Rob's listening. Rob's listening. You just said there were some women there. Rob's
There
listening.
was women there.
I just don't believe him actually.
Yeah,
The first thing he said
that's
is
a lie.
the first thing he says is a guy tells him you're not
Use
allowed
a
to ask
different
questions.
strategy.
No, I don't believe it. There were women there.
There was women there.
There's no woman that's gonna walk into a sweaty room with dudes
I'm telling
and
you.
not be allowed to ask questions.
I'm telling you, there was.
Who is that behind me?
Listen, I'm gonna. Dennis, go ahead.
Anyway, so it's time to
Let's
get
get
in.
some order here.
Sorry, Coach.
It's time to get in.
Rob is
And
roasting
it-
you.
This hut's probably 5 feet tall by 8 feet wide. It's in diameter. So we all get in there, and in the middle of it, there's a pit.
I might not like this
This
one.
is open. Basically, it's basically a teepee with like a rounded top. And there's a pit.
What's the lotion
And there
on?
was lotion in
It's
that.
the hole again.
Exactly.
The hose again.
No, that wasn't. He didn't slip on purpose.
So we're sitting there, and they start shoveling in these hot ambers for these rocks that were in the fire. Like probably 40 of them. And they're like 2 feet away from your feet. You're sitting there. So everybody gets in, and they close the flap with a bucket of water. They start pouring water on these rocks. It's like boiling hot steam. And you're in this hut with 9 other people. Which is random enough. So they start doing this Indian chant. I don't even know the words. And I'm sitting there in the pitch black with boiling hot steam thinking, what am I doing?
I'm still thinking, what are you doing?
It was a good experience though. When I got out, like I felt really like calm and grounded.
Now I've heard about
and
that.
very
Sweat
connected.
lodges.
Like
I've
I
also
really
heard-
felt good when I got out of
But
it.
I've also heard people die in sweat lodges.
Other guys.
I can see if you could have a panic attack if you didn't breathe.
I think it's one of those things that if you're curious and you do it, don't
Ask
go on
questions.
the podcast.
How long
say-
were you
say
there?
it.
Yeah, dude.
See, that was the thing. It was 3 rounds where they would open the door up and it
35 minute round.
Ultimate sweat lodge.
But I don't know how long. I don't know how long it actually
This guy
lasted.
kept him in a rear naked choke. He gets
And
tired
he
though.
was.
They gave a whole new meaning to arm.
It wasn't even proper technique, but he was
He
naked.
was naked.
Well, I thought it was a full mouth.
He called it a rear naked.
That was the only instruction.
He
They
could
had
keep
to do.
around. He saw 2 guys north south. It was the whole thing.
Travis, I feel like you know a lot of the terms for jiu-jitsu.
Well, I've watched a lot of
Here, right past me.
I try to get in the lingo a little bit. Just so whenever I go to Twin Peaks, I can go up to a group of girls and like, you think he's gonna transition?
That's probably the wrong thing to say to a group of girls.
No,
You
that
say
is the
transition.
perfect thing to
One gets
say.
into it and says, I'm trying to trade the couple, but it doesn't work. That's really
They
difficult.
show
I
me
don't
a
know.
picture of Bruce Jenner.
So when are you guys gonna come by the gym and start training?
That's a great question. We've been asking for quite a while.
Or do a podcast from the gym.
That would be beautiful.
Podcast from the gym would be good. We do have Wi-Fi available at the gym. It's not public, so don't get any ideas, parents.
Somebody tells neighbors just, yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, no.
No, blocked.
What's the password, by the way, that is available?
Exactly. If you want to come do 3 rounds, do 3 5-minute rounds in our sweat lodge, then you can get the password.
I like that.
Oh, that's a good segue. What is this? What is the sweat lodge entail?
A lot of rear naked chokes.
I got that down pat.
No, definitely, we should set that up over. That'd be really awesome.
You do. You-
Cups are optional.
But
I know it throws you off, doesn't it?
Train first.
You hear it while you're trying.
Yeah, definitely do one class.
One class.
Do one jujitsu class.
That'll be our initiation.
Or do no gi. Don't even have to wear a
Yeah.
gi. Yeah, just
Either
no
one.
gi.
Damn it, we'll do gi.
Actually, you guys like to do your podcast on Thursday nights, typically, anyways, and no gi night is on Thursday. So you guys can come in, do no gi, and then we can set up and do the podcast afterwards. We can talk about your guys' experience.
That's actually a good idea.
And we'll film it, put the whole thing in there.
If we want to,
It's like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, what is it?
get serious about it, we can do it.
Was that your tip?
Sling blade. No, actually, I think it'd be great. Have you guys? We'll have y'all sign the waivers. We'll put you in a sling if you get injured. then we'll do the podcast.
It'd be an experience.
I think it,
Yeah, I think for sure.
it'll be an out of body experience.
No pun intended.
No fun.
That's pretty good.
If you got it and you knocked it out.
And no doesn't mean no in the
A
gym.
lot of these are going on right now.
There's a lot of.
So we got 5 minutes to wrap this up. Last thing. What's gonna happen?
We talked about sweat lodges, we talked about Melanie's fight, we talked about my fight, we talked about a lot of things. So
Fight night comes
Need to
around.
be specific.
Fight night comes around. You wake up in the morning. Are you ready to go?
I'll be over there already. I'm gonna be staying before the morning. So fight night comes around, I'll wake up in the morning. Normally I like to get breakfast, then I'll go do some other stuff. Then I'll eat lunch, then I'll do some other stuff.
I know they
I'll go to a fighters meeting, then I'll do some more stuff.
they
What are
don't
you walking
stick.
out? More than a feeling.
No, it's not more than a feeling. It's something that I've walked out to for most of my fights. There's only 2 fights that I didn't walk out to it for, and I'm gonna keep it, and it works.
Gotta come out.
Yeah, we planned.
Gotta come out to hear it.
Only way to hear it.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun time.
Shit hurts. There's no winning.
Has there been any trash talk?
Not really too much trash talk, but there was a really interesting face off. If you go to my Facebook page, me and Robert Turnquest, on Facebook, you go up there and see the face off. Things got really intense, really quick. He happened to be chewing gum, and we were close enough that every time he, chewed gum, our lips touched. And I really didn't appreciate that at all, not even a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna deal with
No
that.
more sweat lodge talk.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with that situation in a couple weeks. 19 days ago.
You got anything coming up?
Nope. I got nothing. Just these guys. That's my priority.
Actually, that's a lie, because he's going to Birmingham next weekend to compete in Jiu-Jitsu, the Alabama State Championships.
Openly lied in my face.
Was it a genuine I forgot, or was it a genuine I just lied?
It was a genuine I just
I have
forgot.
0 things coming up. Oh, you mean tomorrow when you're fighting? Well, other than that.
Yeah. One thing.
I totally
all
forgot.
that
But
stuff.
yeah,
Double 10 and double
I'm gonna do it.
Damn, son, that bullseye twice.
You can just type in the Academy of Pensacola, and it'll pop up. If you go to Google and type in the Academy of Pensacola, we've got a link to our webpage and to the Facebook page. And it'll give you all the contact information you need to know. Adult classes start every night at 6 o'clock, except for Saturdays. Saturdays, open mat starting at 10 o'clock. Kids classes start on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday at 5 o'clock, and Saturday morning at 10 o'clock.
Tickets.
And, well, before the tickets thing, we also just made a new addition. If you go to the Academy page on Facebook, you can see we just put up an actual cage in the gym. So that's a new addition that's going to be very useful for training. And it's going to be something I know a lot of people are going to want to work with. So go check that out. We're always expanding, and we've got a great group of guys. So definitely stop by and see what we got going on.
Awesome. Good. Did anyone say anything before I wrap this up?
Good.
No, I'm not saying a word.
Thursday. We got
He was all about talking about sweat lines.
He cannot wait to bring up that sweat line. Hey guys, let me tell you about what I did the other day.
He was like, "There's no segues ever gonna pop
Yeah,
up."
but here's the thing. I didn't have my lips on any man's lips in there.
I didn't have my lips on any man's lips.
He's like, let me go off the
His lips
reservation
touched
here.
mine. I didn't touch him, he touched me.
He was the power bottom.
No.
You're right. Yeah, no bomb.
What's the chick we have on Thursday?
And the side.
Oh yeah, Psychic's coming on. She knew she was coming on.
Yeah. But she already said it was gonna be good, so
Yeah, so
we have to perform well.
Yeah, and ask her who's gonna win the fight too.
We
And
will.
if she doesn't say the answer we want to hear, she's
Call her out before she
She
comes
will
on.
probably disappear.
She's already disappeared.
her psychic career is over.
So yeah, stay tuned for that Saturday. Please check us out. On top. Talk to us. Bring your boyfriend, bring your girlfriend, bring your boyfriend who might be somebody else's girlfriend. That's the thing nowadays. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys.
Right, thanks for having us on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to you.
See you guys in 2 weeks on Thursday.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, Rob out. Damn, that's 170 out.
Wow.
There was a lot of